Hello. This is a tutorial for Night After Night. So you're back in DAD, the minor version of DADFAD. DADFAD. And I have to confess that it's been a little while since I've played this song, and the reason for that is that it's fairly similar in key to what he wrote. So I haven't played it live for a while because it's a little bit, it gives away too many tricks if I play them back to back, which I would be forced to because they're in such a similar tuning. I mean, they're in exactly the same tuning. And they're slightly similar sounding. So that's why I haven't played it for a while. So I had to refresh my memory. But I have refreshed it now, so we should be fine. And I'm going to play it with a capo on the first fret because actually without the capo it is just too low for me to show you how to play. So I'm sorry if that's difficult for you. But I will do the fret positions as if there was no capo. So you are not using, I think the thing that's different from this to what he wrote is that you're not really using the scale, and what I mean by that is that it's not actually based around the scale that I use quite a lot when I'm in this tuning. It tries to get around that, and I'll show you. It's much easier to show you what I mean by that. So you're starting on the 7th fret on the 5th string, so the second to top string. And then you're adding the 6th fret on the top string. And it's very important that you get the bass notes right, obviously, so you're using the bottom string as the bass note all the way through this first bit. And then you're taking that middle finger and that so you're playing that top string open, and then you're adding the 7th fret to that top string. So nothing, 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 7, nothing, 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 and then you're adding on 6th fret on the top string. This is quite a difficult one to describe. And then 7th fret in the bass string and the top string, adding the top string, and then down, and you're moving up a string there with your 4th finger. It's actually way more difficult than I anticipated. So I'll show you what you're doing in the top strings. Eventually you're getting to this, what I think of as a D7 shape. Obviously it's not a D7 because you're in a different tuning and way up the fret. But it's, so if a D major was that shape, a D7 would be that shape. So, oh gosh. So you're in that D7 shape. And all you're doing really is taking off that little finger, moving this middle finger up the string. Wow, this is much, much more complicated than I anticipated. But if you get those, because it's all in this 2 fret section, and that is the most complicated bit of the song. The rest of the song is very easy. So 7th fret, 5th string, top string, 6th fret, 7th fret in the bass, everything on the 7th fret, 6th fret on the bass, hammering on that D7 shape, and then taking off that 7th fret, going down to the 6th fret. So, dear lover forsaken, our love is taken away. You were my speaker, my innocence keeper. And then you're into the next section, which is, oh, night after night. So that's that's 2 straight bars. So you're on the 3rd bar across the 3rd fret, and you're making it major by adding this this finger onto the 4th fret of the 4th string. Because if you wanted to just make an open, if you wanted to play the tuning open, that's minor. But if you added 1 finger onto the 4th string on the 1st fret, that would make it major, obviously, because what makes something minor is a flattened 3rd. Oh my gosh. So you got a major chord, night after night, and then a minor chord, day after day. So that's moving up to the 5th fret. Oh, would you watch my body weaken and my mind drift away? So major on the 3rd fret, night after night, minor, day after day. Will you watch my body weaken and my mind drift away? And then you're playing, keeping that bass note, that bottom string. So that's hammering on the 3rd fret up to the 6th fret, and then you're back to the verse. I count to no one, hold nobody's ear. I showed you my hand once and you hit me in fear. I don't stand for the devil, I don't whisper in ears. I stand on the mountains and I hear, call people to hear. And then you do that run again. You could go up to the, I don't know what for that. Oh, the octave. So 3, 6 octave. And you're doing that fun wobble wherever you are. Oh. So that's the verses. And then you have these little sections. It's a sudden burst of light. It's a fate foretold. It is knowing it, which is very simple. So that's just a third fret in the bass. It is knowing. And then I guess that's I don't know what the name of that chord is, but that's one of those sort of suspenseful chords that wants resolving to the minor. So that's nothing, nothing, 2, 2, nothing, nothing. Since this is proving a little bit more difficult to teach than I'd anticipated, I'm going to move quite swiftly through it. So you've got the verses, and I'll do a follow-up with a bit more detail. And then you've got this other section. But the thing that I noticed that people asked for that they couldn't figure out on whatever the tab websites is this end section. So that is, if you watch the Daisy tutorial, if you watch any of the tutorials in DADFAD, that's that same shape, but it's just, because it's in a minor tuning, it's just sort of different feel. It's from the end of Daisy. So that is nothing, 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 6, 4, 6. Nothing, 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 6, 4, 6. And then you're taking off the top string every time and descending in that the 4th string every time. And then getting back to that suspenseful chord that's just waiting for its place to land. And that's just nothing, 2, 3, 2, nothing. that's it. I'm sorry, that is actually, I hadn't quite realised how complicated that would be to explain, but I will do a proper in-depth look at that one. I think, I have to admit, I did have to look at a tab website myself to remember how to play it. So that's that. But I have another guitar ready, and this song's much easier. This is from the new album. I think it's Capo 3, I can't remember. Right, we'll get this sounding a little bit more chill. So I'll play you a bit of it and then I'll show you how to play it. It's very simple. Only the strong survive. Only the strong survive. Only the wrong relive their lives. We've been here 1,000 times. Love is a sickness cured by time. Love is a sickness cured by time. Bruises all end up benign. Love is a sickness cured by time. I hope that you can change my mind. I hate to leave this crying out behind. I hope that you don't think that I'm unkind. It's just somebody told me only and only the strong will survive. So only the strong will survive. And I won't ride a woman with a man on my mind. I hope that didn't sound too unkind. I'm just struggling to figure out how only the strong will survive. I hope that you don't think, I hope that you could change my mind. I hate to leave this crying out behind. I hope that you don't think that I'm unkind. It's just somebody told me only and only the strong will survive. It's a slightly haphazard rendition of that song, but you can see it's very easy. So I have a capo on fret 3. I think that is how it is on the album as well. And it's E minor. It's not E minor because it's got the capo on, but it's the E minor shape. And then it's this shape, which I guess would make it C, what would that be? B? No, E, F sharp, sorry, it'd be F sharp in the bass. So 2 blank blank 2 nothing nothing, and then G over A minor 7, hammering on an A minor 7. Only the strong will survive. Only the strong survive. Only the wrong relive their lives. And then you sort of, so you you do this rundown in the bass, so G, F sharp to E minor, and then you mimic it on the top string, because of course the top string is just a octave. And then only the strong will survive. And then the choruses are, I hope E minor, hope that you can change my mind to C major, but sort of not. It's not a huge deal, but it sort of has to be C major in its bar chord form because it just sounds too happy in its primary colour form, and that's worth investigating. The difference in the kind of tonal quality of where you play chords and in what form does have an effect on what they sound like and how they resonate. But I mean, that's a very minor example of that. But hope that you could change my mind. Had to leave that crying all behind. Just somebody told me. So you're doing that walk down again. Only and only the strong will survive. That's it. So I'll do a follow-up and I'll put a bit more detail into the night after night version, and I'll do that one as well, and that'll be up in the next couple of days. So thank you very much for tuning in, I guess, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time.